On December 15, 2022, the world's biggest aquarium broke. That's actually what it's called. It stands 16.5 meters, or 54 feet tall. It holds 1 million liters, or 264,000 gallons of salt water, and is completely round. It's called the Aquarium, and it's located inside the Radisson Blu Hotel in Berlin, Germany. Since it opened in 2003, the world's biggest aquarium has been an iconic landmark in the German capital, famous for its stunning views and home to more than 1,500 tropical fish. One of the most popular things to do at the aquarium is to take an elevator ride straight through the middle of it. The glass elevator car would slowly descend into the enormous tank, filled with colorful fish everywhere around you. What could be more fun? Well, apparently on the evening of December, the world's biggest aquarium sprung a massive leak. Eyewitnesses described scenes of total chaos as millions of liters of water suddenly flooded out of the tank, causing widespread destruction in the hotel lobby. Many of the fish perished, although some eyewitnesses claim that a few managed to survive in the aftermath by hiding amongst the plants. So how did the world's biggest aquarium break? And more importantly, what happened next? In this video, we investigate every detail of this bizarre case and bring you up to speed on where the investigation currently stands. On December 2022, shortly before midnight, a loud bang echoed throughout the Radisson Blu Hotel in Berlin. Moments later, terrified guests and hotel staff watched in disbelief as millions of liters of water poured out of the world's biggest aquarium. The gigantic glass dome, which had stood in the center of the hotel lobby for almost 20 years, had suddenly ruptured. But exactly how did the world's biggest aquarium break? To answer that question, we need to go back a few hours earlier that same day, when everything appeared to be normal. At 5 p.m., hotel staff began their nightly routine, readying the lobby for the evening ahead. As they made preparations, many failed to notice something peculiar. One of the panes of glass in the huge cylindrical tank had developed a small crack. However, it wasn't anything too serious and didn't appear to be getting any bigger. So the staff decided to just carry on as normal. At 8 p.m., the aquarium was closed to guests, and the area was cordoned off with black tape. Then at 9:30 p.m., several staff members began cleaning the tank for the first time in several months. They were preparing the tank for a scheduled maintenance check, which would take place the following morning. Little did they know that they were inadvertently making the tank weaker and putting themselves in greater danger. And then, at 11:29 p.m., disaster struck. Suddenly, the world's biggest aquarium exploded, sending millions of liters of water crashing to the floor below. Terrified guests and staff screamed in terror as walls of water rushed towards them. The impact was so powerful that it triggered the hotel's fire alarm system. But the source of the commotion was not a fire, but rather the world's biggest aquarium, which had catastrophically ruptured. Hotel guests hid under tables and chairs for safety, as the water level in the tank rapidly dropped. Eyewitnesses say that within seconds, the water had receded so much that the fish could be seen flopping around on the floor. Although some of the fish managed to survive, many others tragically perished. In the aftermath, emergency services worked tirelessly to pump the water back into the tank and save as many fish as possible. But the damage was already done. Millions of liters of water had flooded through the hotel lobby, destroying everything in its path. Windows were smashed, carpets were ripped up, and debris was strewn across the floor. The once proud aquarium now lay in ruins, a shadow of its former self. It was clear that something terrible had happened, but what exactly had caused the world's biggest aquarium to break? Unfortunately, at this stage, it's still not entirely clear what caused the world's biggest aquarium to rupture. However, investigators have a few theories. One theory is that the aquarium burst because it was full of too much air. The tank had been drained for cleaning and maintenance work, which may have caused a buildup of pressure. This sudden increase in pressure could have caused the tank to explode outwards, sending millions of liters of water flooding through the hotel lobby. However, this theory is contradicted by the fact that the tank was full of salt water, which would have prevented any explosive decompression. Alternatively, the tank may have simply burst because it was too old. The aquarium had been standing in the hotel lobby for almost 20 years, and it is possible that the constant exposure to water had caused the glass to become brittle. It's also possible that the glass was weakened by the recent maintenance work, which may have caused microscopic cracks to form in the structure. However, this theory is contradicted by the fact that the maintenance work was carried out by experienced professionals who should have known better. At this stage, it's important to note that the actual cause of the incident is still unknown, and all of these are just theories based on limited evidence. More investigation work is needed to determine exactly what caused the world's biggest aquarium to break. So far, investigators have been able to piece together the timeline of events leading up to the disaster, thanks to eyewitness accounts from hotel guests and staff. According to those present, the aquarium was closed off to guests at the time of the incident, which rules out any possibility of vandalism or human error being a contributing factor. Perhaps most valuable of all witnesses is a man named Jay Marin, a 28-year-old hotel employee who was working the night shift at the time of the incident. Speaking to reporters afterwards, Jay Martin said he was sweeping near the aquarium when he heard a loud cracking sound. He turned to see a wide crack had appeared in the glass and was horrified to see it spreading rapidly. Within seconds, the crack had spread all the way around the aquarium and the water began to pour out. What makes Jay Moran such a valuable witness is that he was the only person working in the immediate vicinity of the aquarium at the time of the incident. As he was closest to the aquarium, he would have had the best vantage point and may have seen exactly what caused the rupture. However, as of February 2023, Jay Marin has refused to speak publicly about what he saw that night. In a statement released through his lawyer, he said, "I am shocked by what happened. My thoughts are with the people who have suffered damage, especially the employees of the house. Out of respect for their suffering, I refrain from making any public statements." It's unclear whether Jay Marin is being deliberately uncooperative, or whether he genuinely does remember what he saw that night. Either way, his testimony will be crucial in determining exactly what caused the world's biggest aquarium to break. As the investigation continues, the people of Berlin are coming together to support one another. A GoFundMe campaign has been set up to help the families of the victims, and donations are pouring in from all over the world. Meanwhile, the owners of the aquarium are working tirelessly to repair the damage and restore the iconic landmark to its former glory. They've promised that the aquarium will be rebuilt as soon as possible, and that all of the fish that survived the disaster will be returned to their underwater home. As for the fish that didn't make it, a memorial has been erected in their honor. The outpouring of support has been truly inspiring, and it's clear that the people of Berlin will not let this tragedy defeat them. The investigation into the collapse of the world's biggest aquarium is still in its early stages, but hopefully the truth will be uncovered in due course. When we learn more, we'll be sure to keep you updated. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more content like this. We look forward to seeing you again next time.